Best place to start, I guess, is wicket with the first ball. So, I mean, great start to the game, isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, I made a bit of a habit of that. It happened last week as well. I think you always think, last week I was like, oh, I'm going to get a 5 for here, and then that was the last wicket I got, so it was nice today to pick up a few extra ones as well.
Yeah, I mean, and then obviously you got a couple more pretty soon after. Was it just moving around quite nicely and was going well? What was going so well for you guys?
I think it's just new ball and nipped a bit. You know, it's September. It's been under covers a bit, so we were 50-50 on the toss because it did look like a good pitch, and we know the pitches here have been quite slow and quite flat. We just thought there might be something in it, so we had a look at bowling, and it did. It nipped a bit. And
then Josh Bohannon obviously went quite well, and Matty Hurst after that. What were you guys kind of thinking as they were starting to build their innings?
Obviously, when we've played enough with the Kookaburra ball now, once you get 20 overs, it's batter friendly. It does nothing. It goes soft. So we knew we just had to hang in, wait for the opportunities. You can't force too much. Ball doesn't swing, ball doesn't nip or anything. So we just had to hang in. There's nothing more you can do. You can get a bit funky with your fields or whatever, but it's just about disciplines. And I felt we did that quite well. We kept the board on our side the whole day. We were restricted the score, and then when you do take wickets, they can pay for it if they haven't scored.
Do you think that was the key then, the fact you guys were so sort of miserly with the runs that they just had to try and eventually score, and that was how you were getting wickets?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's always going to be a bit of batter error, or someone's going to bowl a good ball. But in the middle of them, if the game goes nowhere, it helps you as a bowling side.
And then, I mean, Shamar Holder's 4th overseas seamer of the season. You've obviously had a few injuries, a few people moved away and stuff. But I mean, wasn't the greatest start for him, but what's he been like in the dressing room? How's he settled in?
I mean, to be fair, he came to the Oval where we were doing a bit of practice for the quarter final down there. So he came and had a ball there, and he's an unbelievable talent. He probably wasn't the best. He's have a ball today, but I'm sure you'll see him in the rest of this game. He'll play a huge part, and I think I'm not 100% certain of the plans to above my pay grade, but you'll see him over the next few weeks as well. I'm sure.
And then, I mean, finally, the first home game you guys have had this season with Kookaburra, the first one was obviously washed out. What do you sort of make of the ball itself?
I think we have struggled with it. I think it was better this game. Like we played obviously at Somerset last week. It just doesn't hold up. So we were lucky last week. We had Ashton Turner, so I had a lot of conversations with him, and I was like after 30 overs, this thing looked like a dog had chewed it. And I was like, how do you do this every week? And his feedback was that's not how it reacts in Australia. So in Australia, you can keep a bit of a shiner. It might not do much, but it doesn't. The ball, there's something about the conditions here where the Kookaburra does not work. It's not good for anyone, in my opinion. The new Dukes obviously does less. It gets softer and stuff like that. So there's not a huge difference between the ball. It's just the games we've played with it so far. It's been the condition of it. You get after 30 overs, you can't really score that fluently with it. It just becomes a stagnant game, and I think you're seeing that all up and down the country.
Given the fact that you've got a new ball in 2 overs time and the state of the wicket, and they've only got 177, you're actually really well placed in this, quite well placed at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, so we were quite surprised with how defensive they were. So we played a lot of cricket here. We know that the spells as a bowler, you feel like you're not going to get a wicket when you're here. It can be quite flat. So we were very surprised at how kind of risk-free they thought they would have pressed the accelerator a bit as soon as lads got in, which we were quite happy with. To be fair, allowed us to sneak through another hour of play tonight without much damage. As I said, new ball round the corner. If we can bowl well with that, we should be massively on top of this game.